Councilmember James.
Sure. Mr. Schecter, so every branch has Wi-Fi access?
Yes.
And the signal, how far does it extend?
It depends on the location. I need to be careful here. Although it's designed to remain in our buildings,
Yes.
The way that our buildings are built, it sometimes bleeds out into the neighborhood. In general, it's very close to our exterior wall, within a few feet, because frankly, it's a good place to sit if we have a stoop or a setup. I really can't give you an average, but I really think it's within a few feet. It's not, it doesn't bleed significantly into the neighborhood. For example, at Central, where I work every day,
Right.
we're on Eastern Parkway and on Flatbush. It does not make it across Eastern Parkway or Flatbush, which is 6 lanes on each side.
So when we open the entrance or the esplanade at the central location,
Right.
Central Library, when we sit in the courtyard, will you have Wi-Fi access?
Yeah, we've designed Wi-Fi access on the entire front entry plaza. Just the library's Central Plaza entrance on Grand Army Plaza has been closed for renovation. It's about to reopen, and one of the goals of that renovation was to provide Wi-Fi access on that Central Plaza.
And very last question, since at the central location there's a number of other cultural institutions,
Right.
do they also have Wi-Fi access as far as you know?
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Now I know why people lean against your wall
Right.
waiting for the bus. I thought they were doing things illegal, but now I understand. Thank you.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So I just want to ask your opinion based on what you've witnessed in your facilities over the last couple of years and how the technology actually changes people's lives. I'm just asking if you could comment a little bit about if you could imagine if Wi-Fi access or low-cost broadband was available ubiquitously so that your facilities weren't used as community technology centers, but actually places where books and quiet contemplation of information happens. Do you feel, based on how you've seen it change the lives of people using your facilities, that it would have a dramatic and precipitous positive effect on our city's ability to compete in the 21st century and our economy?
Well, one of the things I am familiar with is we have an employment and job information center, and we encourage people to come and gain access to information about jobs and employment opportunities, many of which are require some expertise in technology. But what we've really seen is to learn about those jobs, you need access to technology because so many jobs are only posted online now, and that's really one of the few places you can get it. We have to work at our physical location because most of the people who come to us, they're looking for work or they're between jobs. They don't have that broadband access outside of the library. We could work with thousands of more people just through the Employment and Job Information Center and get them the information that they need to get a job. We don't mind being the neighborhood technology center de facto for many communities, but what we struggle against is the fact that there's so much demand for our computers that until we introduced this electronic sign-up system, our staff was spending a great deal of time really acting as a referee because we formerly had paper sign-up sheets, and there were so many people who were interested in that technology that they had to say, no, your 30-minute session is over, time to get off, and that was not a role that we wanted to play. Now that that's managed electronically, that solves matters. But we see how the access to the internet, access to information, changes people's lives. Librarians have been doing it for centuries. This is just another aspect of sharing information with people. And the more we're open, the greater access to the internet that we can provide, the better off everybody is.
I share your comments on the role of the library and working with the people in the borough and providing access to information and employment. But I was struck by your comment at the beginning about the capital cost, not only of the PCs, but the IT department, et cetera. Would a move toward a broader Wi-Fi network reduce your costs and expand your ability? For example, you used a couple of 6-lane highways. Not that I want people to be crossing such a broad area, but a repeater would allow for, a very inexpensive repeater, would allow for a broader distribution outside of your building.
Right. I want to be clear about our costs here. We benefit from a federal program known as E-rate, and thankfully our actual connection costs are reimbursed by the federal government at I think it's a very high rate, about 86%. So while our connectivity itself costs over $500,000 a year on an annual basis, about 86% of that is reimbursed through E-rate technology. However, all the maintenance of our network infrastructure, most of that is not, to use a horrible word, E-rateable. So if there was ubiquitous free Wi-Fi, all of those maintenance costs that we now bear would be borne by someone else. And if we're not bearing those costs, we can spend that on books, we can spend that on PCs, we can spend that on whatever the library needs to offer. But our budget was not designed with technology in mind. We've assumed that as a responsibility because we think it's the right thing to do. But with our limited resources, any budget relief in the technology area would certainly be welcome.
Other questions from the committee? Thank you very much, Mr. Schecter.
Thank you.